Ladies and gentlemen, we got Grid in here for the top 5 hot and trendy Zetas for the month of October 2021. We haven't done this video in a while. We've had a lot going on, and we're going to be getting to this. Gridden, how you doing today?
It's actually been a great day. There's information I can't share just yet, but I'm really excited. I got some great news today, and I'm looking forward to the next.
You're gonna go that way with me right now.
I can't, like, legally. I can't. Yeah, I can't say anything, but I'm really excited. I got some really cool news today, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to announce some stuff within about a month. So.
What? Okay, so this doesn't have to do with Galaxy of Heroes, though?
It does.
What? How are you gonna tease me like that on a video, man? Are you gonna be working for CG or something?
You know I'm taking over, man. Senior producer, what's his bucket? Sir Instagram tweets a lot about food. He's out. I'm in. Let's go.
Dr. Food is out. Dr. Hair is in.
I love it.
I'm gonna make you tell me what this is off stream. Anyway, we're gonna get into this list. That was the last thing I was expecting to hear from Gridden at the start of this video. This is a very live reaction. I'm very confused. But we're gonna talk about the top 5 hot and trendy Zetas. This is not necessarily new Zetas, old Zetas. It's just kind of what are some Zetas that are starting to have a resurgence of use right now in the game, or just a surge of use right now. And this is today's list is going to be connected both to the nerfs and to the expansion of both Grand Arena and Territory Wars. We're starting to see some of these Zetas get a little more use. And first, we're going to talk about Thrawn Lead. I actually think this is a good one because Thrawn lost a little bit of viability with Fracture, but a lot of people forget that he's actually got a pretty solid leadership Zeta. What it's going to add here is whenever an Empire ally gains or loses a status effect, which is going to happen a lot, they recover 2% protection, which is going to have some nice survivability implications there. And then the leadership in general is just actually pretty solid, isn't it, Grid?
Yes. So you're 100% right. Thrawn got put into this weird place because from day one, he joined the game. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, you have to have Thrawn. He's so good. Yeah. From then up until the great nerfing, like whatever that was a month or two ago, he was 100% relevant. He was 100% good for every single roster that was out there. Yeah. When he got that nerf, there was this like kind of, breath of hesitation. You're kind of like, well, what do I do with Thrawn now? Like, I mean, he's still good, obviously, but like, what am I going to do with him? And this leadership, it seems almost kind of like, you're kind of like, well, I mean, you recover some protection. But what that allows you to do in conjunction with the rest of his leadership, I've still been able to make that work to kill, for example, Darth Revan teams, which is huge. Spicy. And because of that protection recovery, even my Gear 11 Shore Trooper survived, and I walked away in GAC with 60 banners against a Darth Revan team.
And that protection recovery cannot be overstated how important that is for banner games in Grand Arena specifically. And obviously Thrawn is going to be a go-to character for that protection recovery with his turn meter swap ability, but that passive gain of protection throughout the battle is going to make that less vital for every single character.
Yeah, because right now we're in this, we have this like kind of break of like, okay, well, I'm not using Darth Vader to kill Rey anymore, so what am I going to do with Darth Vader? Is he just going to be under an EP lead to kill Night Sisters? But it's still viable 100% to get good banners and to defeat some pretty good teams. And as we're going to be kind of talking about throughout this video, this resurgence of some of these like tier B teams are going to get a little bit of a boost because we have to use so many teams in GAC and Territory Wars that also Thrawn's capital ship, I think, is making a little bit of that kind of comeback of you're going to put him down on defense or you're going to use him maybe to beat something as a capital ship, and getting that Zeta on there will also boost up the viability of his ship. So Thrawn, I really like that Zeta. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I originally put it on there because I was using him. I was like, let's get some speed for the capital ship. Why not? And then it was not too long ago when I was like, this leadership, actually, I just got 60 banners against Darth Revan. That's amazing.
Listen, guys, Thrawn may have escaped with Ezra on a space whale, but that does not mean that he is dead in this game. He is still alive. And, well, just a little bit different. We're going to talk about Darth Maul now. Now, we have known what Dancing Shadows has been able to do. Obviously, this is going to add the stealth gain on evasion. It's going to add the crit hit immunity. It's going to add advantage. It's going to add a lot of stuff. The leadership in general is one of the more, I mean, probably the OG great Zeta in this game. It was like Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Kylo Ren, OG Kylo Ren were kind of the first big Zetas. Now with the expansion of GAC again and Territory Wars, we are carving out additional leaderships and additional teams that need to be used. Our guild, for example, saw an entire wall of Darth Maul-led teams with other great Sith characters like Malik and even Darth Revan. Excuse me. So we're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, Maul's leadership was one of those OG annoying ones. Like, I mean, my reaction was just being brought back to, years ago when the Zetas first came out and people used this team, and you're just like, oh my God, please stop. No. Yeah. It's an annoying Zeta. It's a very obnoxious Zeta. I've used it just as like you just throw it out there. Like, a lot of people might already have this Zeta. But now going for you need Maul for goodness, who is it? Is it Sith Eternal Emperor? No.
Yeah.
Whoever you need, is it? Yeah. Whoever you need Maul for, you're already going to have him up in the relics anyways. And if you got a Zeta sitting around, it really changes that team. And it can be so obnoxious. Like, I've done a Maul lead with all of those leftover Sith, Sidious. I've thrown in Marauder if I don't know where to put him, or if I'm using, my Sith Empire in a different team and I don't have space for Marauder, whatever it is. Like,
yeah.
You can just throw that out there, and I've seen people fail up against it because, you're sitting there, you can't get the critical hits. They're evading the entire time. Sometimes you get timed out, or you bring in like an undersized team because you're like, oh, this Maul, sucks. And then the Zeta's just over there and you can't do anything. And you're like, oh my goodness. So it's still to this day an obnoxious Zeta that I think, with these expansions of Territory Wars and GAC can see some use.
He's fun to spin too, everyone.
He's got a great spin. That double lightsaber is...
Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, next up, Vandor Chewie. Now, this is, again, with the expansion of everything, this Zeta can make so many different teams, timeout teams. If you're not taking the right characters in there, you can get caught behind Vandor, who himself is difficult to kill. And then if you add that Zeta, Ferocious Protector, which is going to add that revive if Chewbacca is prepared, then it can make any scoundrel team almost devastating to go against without the right team. It's still going to be back wall in my perspective, but that's the best place to put it, because if you're getting to it, you're depleted, you don't have as much in your roster, you can get caught behind this and just be done.
Yeah. The scoundrel tag is like, it's such a generic tag. I mean, it's just rows and rows and rows of people. I mean, there's all these bounty hunters, like Commander Tano is a scoundrel. I don't know how that happened, but Commander Tano is a scoundrel. Like, Newt's a scoundrel. All of the bounty hunters pretty much are scoundrels. A whole bunch of rebels, Mandalorians, like, it is such this like vague sort of general tag. And so when you put Vandor in pretty much any of those teams, now it specifies another light side scoundrel ally is defeated, you'll revive that ally. But if you put like Vandor with like a Rey team, that can actually be really, really obnoxious. And L3 and Vandor are a beautiful combination together with what they do. They have a lot of damage damage reduction. They have a lot of this, health recovery, protection recovery, turn meter gain. And now you're throwing on top of all of those other things, a revive mechanic. And it's a passive one. So it's not like anything needs to happen. They just come right back. And you're like, oh. And so if you're not aware of what that Zeta is, or you weren't, you're fighting this team, it just skipped your mind that, Vandor's chilling over there. And then you're like, okay, we have to kill this person. You get them out and then they come right back. And you're like, what? Vandor.
And I think you don't think of, when you see Vandor Chewbacca, I don't know about you, but I just don't really get intimidated, right? But I recently got stuck behind one of these, and I knew exactly what the mechanics were. I just didn't have enough firepower, didn't have a way to bypass the taunt, and I got caught with my pants down. All right, next up. It happened to
me to a BAM team. It was crazy. I had no idea what was going on, but just Relic Vandor, Relic L3, with this BAM team, IG and Quill, and I just sat there and I couldn't do anything. I just watched for hours as their protection went back up, their health went back up, their turn meter went up, and I was just like, oh my God, please. So it's a fun one.
Absolutely. So I've already spoiled the next one. Sorry. We've got Echo here. Now, you know more about this one than I do. Tell me a little bit. You campaigned to get Echo on the list.
I did. I really like this one. Echo. So all of you can kind of lump sum a lot of the Bad Batch Zetas together because the
Yeah.
Bad Batch is an extremely like interconnected team.
Yeah.
They all work off of each other.
Hmm.
If I had to pick one, I think Echo or Hunter are kind of like the most important ones. But in a simplified version, Echo Zeta is almost like Newt Zeta of that max health damage
Yeah.
whenever somebody suffers a debuff, right? We know how that kind of stacks up over time because it's based off of their max health. And then all those debuffs are spread, and it's crazy. Echo is a very similar thing. Whenever any Bad Batch ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy, that enemy will lose 8% protection. Then there's some contingencies, and they could also lose 8% health. So instead of just 5% health like Newt, you have now 8% protection and potentially 8% health. That's huge. Considering if you just go up the one ability from Echo, Never Any Doubt, he dispels all buffs on all enemies and then will inflict daze and heal immunity for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. So immediately you have 16% protection and potentially 16% health damage with just one ability, which is a non-attacking ability. So this one Zeta changes non-offensive abilities into damage-dealing abilities that also can't be evaded or resisted and is passive. So you're not going to get countered. Nothing's going to happen bad to you. You're just getting free damage off of it. And so with the surge, this surge of people going for Lord Vader and therefore going for Bad Batch, I think that Zeta can deal out some serious damage. And even Gear 11 Bad Batch, you guys can kill relicked up Separatist Grievous squads. And a big part of it is all this like passive damage throughout the team. So I love Echo Zeta. That is a really, really powerful one.
As the kids say, would you say this Zeta slaps?
This Zeta is fire, bro.
It's fire. All right, last on the list is Royal Guard. Now, we got a rework here, and we obviously see Royal Guard working with Lord Vader teams. This doesn't necessarily have to be with Lord Vader, but it's going to be pretty freaking fire with Lord Vader because of how much health Lord Vader's going to have. So here we go. At the start of the encounter, if the allied leader is Empire, Royal Guard gains max health equal to 5% of the allied leader's max health, and then doubles his health until the end of the encounter. And so you get that 5% max health boost from Anakin, who's going to just have an insane health pool. That's obviously a lot. But even without Anakin there, doubling his health, come on, guys. This does make Royal Guard one of the staple tanks in the game once again. It's taken him out of obscurity once again. He's solid now.
Yeah, he used to be such an obnoxious tank, and then just
early days, man,
fell off. Yeah,
he's actually one of the first characters I remember. I had a friend who played the game. This was before I was very good at the game. It was before I was a YouTuber or anything. I'm still everything's before I was good at the game because I'm not good at the game. But anyway, I had no idea that I saw everybody using Royal Guard. I'm like, why? Like, why are we using Royal Guard? And he's like, you need to use Royal Guard. He showed me why. It was like the first mind-blowing character to me that I was like, wow, this character's actually really good. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was if you're going for Lord Vader, or if you're going for why am I always forgetting? Royal Guard's required for some galactic legend, whichever one it is. Is it C also? It's C,
I believe he's required for Sith Eternal. And is he not required for Lord Vader?
I don't think so. I thought it was just C.
We're going to check right now. We might have people in the chat check for us. But yeah, we got Royal Guard for Sith Eternal. And then Lord Vader does not require him, it doesn't look like. No, for some reason, I thought he was required for Lord Vader too, but I was wrong.
So just going for C. I got my Royal Guard, so I believe it's Relic 3, and mine has 100,000 health. Dang. So even at Relic 3, immediately you're going to get 5% of that and then double it. So that's another very important distinguishment. It specifies you gain 5% max health of the enemy's of the allies' max health, and then doubles it. So you take that 5%, throw it on there, and then you double whatever that is. So like Lord Vader has 1.5 billion health. So you take 5% of that, throw it on top of Royal Guard, and then with that 5% in there, double it.
So what is your max health effectively end up being for you?
mine would end up being close to like 300,000 health. And if I put mine underneath a Lord Vader, yeah, underneath a Lord Vader, oh man, I believe it's actually, I believe his Mole Pill is actually took his Royal Guard to Relic 9. He did, yes. His Royal Guard at Relic 9 has like when you bring in all the uniques and everything, his Royal Guard almost has like 500,000 health. It's insane.
That is disgusting.
He is so thick. It came out of nowhere, man. That dude is just, that is a super annoying thick tank now. So I love it. And we can't ignore that. Also, he got a little, I mean, we're not talking about, the rework, but he also got in his special ability that now gives retribution.
Yeah.
It now gives counter to your to Empire allies. I mean, your entire team just got counter chance. Like, how cool is that? So
this is
really,
out of
really,
everything
really
on the list.
thing.
I think this is probably the spiciest pick. That is just I just love what they've done with Royal Guard. And if I would slap this Zeta on right now on this video if I just could gear him up. But I've just got other priorities that I'm working on right now first, and then I'll get to him after I get my Lord Vader unlocked. So anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining us, Gridden. Are you able to? Could you just tell us what the surprise is?
I can't. I'll get in trouble.
Is this something to do with CG or something else?
Did I tell you I'm eating peas for lunch?
I hate you.
I don't know what I get. Like,
I can't
exactly
believe you did this to me in general, but
you asked.
I can't believe that you're doing it to me on a video. Like,
you're like, how are you doing today? I'm like, I'm great. I got some really good news.
I didn't know what I was asking you how you're doing today, that you had some crazy crap that you were going to say and tease me about and torture me with. That's just like common small talk. Like, that's just being a polite friend.
How's your day going? It's going good, man. Thanks for asking.
Boo this man. Boo this man. All right,
give me upvotes.
We're going to get out of here. Everybody go check out Grid's channel. Subscribe just for the exclusive purpose of torturing him with questions about whatever the crap is that he's going to reveal. I have no idea what to even expect. I have no idea. Okay, we're getting out of here. Love you, fam. Like the video.
You and your wife are adorable.